Sabrina here. Today we're talking about beauty tips to avoid. Now you hear all the time all of these beauty secrets, beauty tips to do, all little things that you should know, but you never really hear about things that you should avoid. So I'm here today to debunk a lot of the old myths and tell you why you shouldn't be doing them. I'll be the first to admit I have done nearly every single one on this list that I'm going to be talking about today. Lipstick or lip gloss as an eyeshadow. This is just a bad idea all the way around for several reasons. First being, if you have very sensitive skin around your eyes, like most of us do, using a product that's not meant for your eyes can actually create a lot of irritation. And if you have very oily skin like I do, if you put an oily product on your lids, it's going to be slick city, and that's not a good look either. Cucumbers are preparation H to reduce puffiness around the eyes, so we'll start with cucumbers. There is nothing actually about a cucumber that will help reduce puffiness around your eyes, nothing at all. What it is the temperature of the cucumber. If you've ever been to one of those spas and they do apply them to your eyes, you'll notice that they're very cold. The coolness is what helps to reduce the puffiness in your eyes. It has nothing to do with the cucumber. So instead, skip the cucumber, try a cold compress or freeze a spoon and press the spoon lightly around the eye area to help reduce that puffiness. Now let's talk about preparation H. In the early 70s, the company did have a mercury-based compound that was added into the formula that did have a constricting effect on the lower eye area. But like everything else, years ago they decided to take that mercury-based compound out and replace it with something that still works really well on hemorrhoids, but it does absolutely nothing to your eyes. Choosing your foundation based on trying to match it to your hand. This is not a good idea because your hand is most definitely a different shade compared to your face. Even when I hold mine up right here, mine is actually a little bit lighter than my face. And it's not a true tried test for anyone to do. The actual best way to try and match your foundation to your face is to test it on your jawline in natural sunlight. Using lemons to get rid of freckles. Oh my goodness, I did this so much as a kid. I seriously tried everything imaginable to try and get rid of my freckles. I hated them. Not only are lemons extremely hard on the skin, they will dry it out in no time flat, but you're also putting your skin at risk for discolorations in the future. Freckles are really just parts of the skin that have greater pigmentation than others, and when you go out in the sun, it actually draws that pigmentation out. So the best way to avoid freckles is to 1, stay out of the sun, and 2, use sunscreen every single day. Take it from somebody who has been there, done that, and that's the only way I have figured out how to get rid of freckles. Using glue to remove blackheads. Yes. Glue. You heard me right. Elmer's glue. Arts and crafts glue. I never did this one myself, but I did have a friend who tried it one time growing up, and she found out that it wasn't such a good idea to do. And a lot of the reasons why women have tried this technique in the past is because they're trying to mimic what estheticians do when they use the pore strips on your nose to remove blackheads. Now that's perfectly fine. But don't use glue. Not only is your skin extremely sensitive to things that are not made for it, but if you use glue like that, you can actually end up creating more problems than solving anything at all. Using nail polish remover to treat acne. Oh, this is not a good idea. Not only is nail polish remover filled with very harsh chemicals, but this can dry out your skin and create a myriad of other problems. Don't use nail polish remover for anything other than taking off the nail polish on your fingernails. Right along with using nail polish remover to treat your acne, don't use toothpaste to treat your acne either. First of all, toothpaste is not an antibacterial agent, and the ingredients that are used in the cinnamon and minty kinds are actually very irritating to skin. A lot of women believe that by applying toothpaste, you're helping to dry up the zit. But let's get one thing straight here. Your zits are not wet. They don't need to be dried up. and doing this can actually prolong healing time. The best way to treat acne is actually just to wash with salicylic acid or benzoyl peroxide, and then one of my most favorite things to do to help speed up healing time for a zit is take a little bit of Neosporin and put it on a band-aid and cover the zit with that. Okay, so you know what I'm going to ask you now. What are some things that you did as a kid? What are some really silly things that you thought were just the bee's knees when you were growing up and you were like, oh yeah, you thought you were so good when you did them? Share, I want to hear it. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Helped with constricting the eye. And a lot of women believe that drying up a zit will help it to feel. And for those of you who have darker complexion, your hands are most blah, blah, blah. In the early 70s, there was a mercury-based compound that the company added into the formula that is because they were trying to mimic what estheticians do. And you're not looking to dry up. Number one, if you have very oily or sensitive eye, because they're trying to mimic the effects of what estheticians. There are different products meant for your lips that don't necessarily work well on your eyes. That was just a ramble. Looking for new ways to wear your MAC and Urban Decay eyeshadows? Discover 1,000 pictures and growing of combinations at the one and only place online for pictures of MAC eyeshadow combinations. For less than the cost of one MAC eyeshadow, you can have full access year-round and wear a new combo every day of the year. As a member, you'll also enjoy new combinations weekly. Head on over to myeyeshadowconsultant.com and get inspired today.